So there is a very interesting article in Indian Express today, that is citing deep fakes. Government is looking at IT rules to make WhatsApp disclose source ID. Right? What are the key terms that we can learn from this particular article? Why we have to see, or what is the importance of this thing? Okay, first of all, you need to learn a very simple term called as encryption. What is encryption? The data is transmitted between two digital entities and it is not easily readable by the third parties. That is data encryption. Okay, and WhatsApp uses a protocol called a signal protocol, considered as one of the difficult protocols in the world for communications. So highly encrypted data is transmitted between two WhatsApp IDs. So this is enabled by WhatsApp and other companies to protect the privacy of the individual. That means if I and X, that is some other person, are talking, even WhatsApp actually cannot open the hood and see what is being discussed. Why? It's end to end encrypted. That means I have a key and the other person have a key. Nobody in between have the key, not even the WhatsApp company. Okay, this is a very good thing for privacy enthusiasts. Okay, privacy enthusiasts like me. Everybody who prefers their privacy uses WhatsApp or Signal app or some other protocol. The advantage is, I'm pretty sure that whatever I send to my family members will stay only between me and my family members. No other party can see it. The problem is, like, sometimes some people will misuse the technology. As all of you know, technology is value neutral. Technology is value neutral, right? WhatsApp doesn't have any emotions. WhatsApp doesn't know what is good, what is bad. If you send a murder video, it will transfer. If you send a cat video or a dog video, it will transfer. So WhatsApp can be used for good things and bad things. When you use it for bad things and when you promote unwanted social elements and all these things, that creates a law and order problem. One such problem here is deep fakes. What are deep fakes? Deep fakes are artificial intelligence generated videos. Artificial intelligence generated videos which appear as if they are real. Okay, it is very difficult or hard to distinguish between what is good and what is bad. Because of all such things, okay, there will be a law and order problem. So somebody can use AI and create example Dr. Manmohan Singh's video or Mr. Rahul Gandhi's video saying Rahul Gandhi said something. Mr. Rahul Gandhi may have never said such things, but that would transfer very fastly in the WhatsApp. Okay, so somebody with a deliberate mischievous intent created a video which led to a communal riot. But unfortunately, I don't know who is that originator. Yes or no? I cannot identify who is the person who is actually the reason behind this entire drama. Okay, so now government is asking to disclose source ID with a traceability provision. What is traceability? Ability to track who did what. Yes or no? Now the problem is traceability and right to privacy cannot coexist. Traceability and right to privacy cannot coexist. Why? The moment you know who I am, then where is my privacy? You may not know what I have sent, but you will always know who is sending. So there is some kind of national security issue, law and order issue and privacy issue involved in this particular thing. Okay, so keep an eye on this news. We will see what is the important. So we will read this article, try to pick up the keywords, right? So WhatsApp to share details about the first originator. That is a word you have to remember. What is the meaning? First originator. Okay, and using artificial intelligence, misinformation is being promoted. That is a problem of deep fakes. Okay, next. Right. Way back in 2018 Delhi elections, as far as I remember, for the first time India have seen the pandemic or problem of deepfakes. Okay, we have seen deepfakes in other countries, other elections. Now deepfakes will only increase thanks to artificial intelligence. This is the definition of a deepfake. A deepfake is a video of a person in which the face or body has been digitally altered so that he or she appears to be with someone else, typically used to spread false information. Right? As I keep reminding people, we are a country where we kill each other in the name of WhatsApp forwards. Sometimes. Yes or no? Okay, in such a country, deepfake video will create a lot of damage. Obviously, WhatsApp will say it is very difficult because we have an end-to-end encryption and it will violate right to privacy. If for some reason, uh, let's say WhatsApp gave into the pressure of the government. And WhatsApp created a loophole where government officers can read anybody's message, or government officers will have access to who is doing what on the WhatsApp. This will be known to the public because WhatsApp has to tell that we have given access to the government. Then there is a problem that a new DApp might be created, a DApp, decentralized app, that is called as decentralized app. Unlike centralized WhatsApp, which is owned by Meta company, that is Facebook's parent company, okay, decentralized apps need not have parent companies. It can be run among just 10 of us. Yes or no? I can create a decentralized WhatsApp between ourselves. You will install the same app, I will install the same app. It will have almost all the features of WhatsApp. We don't need somebody's permission. So we can create our decentralized app. I hope you understand. Yes. In a world where technology is very fast and advanced, it's very, very difficult for the law and order to catch up. Okay. It's similar thing happened in Brazil. In Brazil, I think WhatsApp was banned or blocked for some reason for a few days. Immediately people started jumping to Telegram. Okay, that means people are not having any loyalty, right? WhatsApp is free, Telegram is free, some other thing is free. All I need is OTP. So if WhatsApp is being hacked, blocked or read by the government, then automatically people will jump to Telegram. If not Telegram, Signal. If not Signal, Twitter probably. People will keep moving from place to place until they find very safe environment. Okay, so these are the problems. I hope you understand. Right. So as all of you know, Israel has given an ultimatum to the Gazans that they have to vacate the North Gaza. So showed you the strip, right? Gaza strip. The north part, which is closer to Lebanon and all these areas, they asked people to vacate from and move to the south. Okay. See, the thing is, maybe Israel wants to teach a very strong lesson to the Hamas. Okay. But the problem is, who are suffering? Innocent people on both sides are suffering. How do we know? We have two articles today. The Israel-Hamas conflict and the analysis. I couldn't pronounce the name of that person, so let's keep it at that. Anyhow, you are not going to use it. Okay, so what is the summary of this article? What are the value addition from this article? What you should take away? What is the takeaway? Right. Hamas is not Palestine. We all established that multiple times. Hamas is a terror group, and whatever Hamas have done has no justification. This is repeat argument. Okay, now what did Hamas achieve? As the article clearly says, okay, massive dislocation of the population in the vicinity of Gaza has happened. Thousands of innocent Palestinians have been killed. Okay, not only that, Hamas is probably not bothered about sacrificing some lives, and they call those lost lives as martyrs. Okay, so Hamas is happy to give up some lives for long-term peace. But what is long-term peace? Hamas have an idea to wipe out Israel from the face of earth, as he was saying, right? Okay, or Hamas have a thought process. What is the thought process? Hamas do not like Israel. What does Israel not like? Hamas. Both of them have one goal. Okay, but as I said, these are called as historical fault lines. Even if you establish a sovereign state of Palestine also, people will not sleep peacefully. Somebody or the other person will go and keep poking the issue. Yes or no? Right? Next. What are the achievements of Hamas so far? Saudi Arabia has declared that probably we are not interested to continue the Saudi-Israel deal. Okay, and Saudi Arabia is talking to Iran. That means indirectly the West Asian peace that we have seen through I2U2 or Abraham Accords and all these things is kept on hold. That means many Arab countries are very clear this is not the right time to make peace with Israel. Why? Israel is killing innocent Palestine. Okay, but Israel is not directly targeting innocent Palestinians. Okay, it is targeting Hamas. The collateral damage is innocent Palestinians. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you are killing whom? The innocent Palestinians. So when you are killing Muslims, obviously other Muslim countries won't be happy to talk to you. Okay, in that way Hamas have technically succeeded in holding the peace deal between Saudi and Israel. At the same time, Hamas has beyond doubt established a clarity in the minds of Palestinians that if somebody is working for you, that somebody is me, not the Palestine Authority, which is very comfortably sitting in West Bank. I hope you understand. So the West Bank, the Abbas government or the Palestinian Authority have more or less lost the moral authority. From last 30-40 years, you are sitting there, you are not doing anything. See these people, at least they have done something for whom? The liberation of Palestine from the occupation of Israel. This is what the other side sees. Okay. Now what is Israel trying to enter into? Israel is trying to enter into the Gaza Strip, probably occupy it, which will be very risky and costly and time taking for this line, this yellow line. One can assume that Israel would not wish to physically reoccupy the Gaza Strip because way back in 2005 something Israel has vacated from the Gaza Strip. Again they don't want to go and occupy the Gaza Strip. See, it becomes a guerrilla warfare. It becomes a lot of problematic issue and it takes time, cost and money. Either two things. At the cost of human right violation, just like Sri Lanka, you occupy the entire Gaza Strip, kill innocents in thousands of, if possible, lakhs, okay, and establish long-term peace, okay. But there will be international repercussions. At the same time, there will be blood on your hands. If not that, what is the other solution? The other whole solution is to eliminate the Hamas, okay. The problem is Hamas is an ideology rather than a individual. Yes or no? Hamas is a ideology rather than a individual. I can kill individuals, but can you guarantee that the same idea won't be picked up by some other person in future? Yes or no? The idea is what? To have a free Palestine or reoccupy entire lost land taken by Israel. So that ideas cannot be killed. No idea in the world can kill no bomb in the world can kill an idea. So that is a problem. So Hamas will never be totally wiped out. At the same time, Israelis are not also happy to live and let live the Palestinians right now because they feel that they have been betrayed, they have been cheated in a way. Why? We wanted peace, we wanted to settle the issue, but you have killed innocent Israelis. So both sides are now having high emotional tempers. The problem won't be solved. So what should we do? So who lost in the war? The green color highlights clearly says the people on both sides, the innocent civilian citizens who pay heavily with the bloodthirstiness of both sides. That means Israel and Hamas both clearly know that there cannot be a 100% victor unless there is a lot of collateral damage. Knowing this very well, they are still escalating the war, which only causes more innocent lives. Okay. Next. India is very clear in its stand. That is, India is clear that we will have a two-state theory. But presently, who are we officially supporting? Morally, Israel directly we are supporting because we believe Israel is a victim of a terror attack. India is also a victim of lot of terror attacks. So we can sympathize with Israel. So that is what we are discussing here. Okay, next. And then he finally brings in the argument that is, so the person who he mentions is an eminent Palestinian and his book is What is Palestinian State's Worth? He is an intellectual activist and a Gandhian. That fellow or that person promotes peace. Okay, but obviously nobody is listening to him. Okay, then he's asking a very important question. What is the primary dharma or role of a state? As you can see in the orange highlight, what does it say? The state's primary duty is to protect its citizens and to enable them to develop, prosper, enjoy family life and move around the freely in the country. Are we actually creating such kind of ecosystem in Israel or Palestine? Is it only in one country's hand? Palestine wants its people to do all these things. Israel also wants its people to do all these things. But can Israel alone do that? No. Israel needs the help of Palestine to stop this. Palestine needs the help of Israel to do this. But both of them are not in the right place. And one more important point that we should never ever forget here is Hamas is a non-state actor. Hamas is a non-state actor. We are discussing about a non-state actor and a state actor. Here who is state actor? Israel is a state actor. Okay, non-state actor here is Hamas. So technically speaking, a non-state actor, that means nobody recognized it, nobody made it legal, nobody cares about it, and countries like USA, Israel has declared it as a terrorist organization. Such kind of organization is actually dictating the world order. Yes or no? What happens in the world is now decided by whom? A non-state actor like Hamas. Okay, so we cannot even blame Hamas, right? Their objective is very clear. They don't care about repercussions. They don't bother about losing votes. Yes or no? They don't bother about budget cuts. They are totally happy to destroy themselves and take as many people as possible with themselves in the search of a greater dream. Okay, next. So summary is Israel cannot be eliminated. Palestine cannot, the Hamas cannot be totally eliminated. Knowing this very well, why are we still continuing? Okay, so who can solve this problem? Who can solve this problem? The world has to come together to put pressure on the leadership of both sides. Okay, then the leaders have to put pressure on the people. Then everybody is supposed to have a dialogue and discussion. Then probably there will be some kind of peace. Yes or no? So the world is going through a new turbulent times. This is a fantastic article. We can make lot of notes from this article. We can also learn how to make notes from this particular article, right? The article is the world needs to stop taking water for granted. Okay, the world needs to right. How will you make notes from such articles? What are the important keywords and how or what kind of questions will come? If you understand this one article, it's worth investing 30 minutes of your time. Okay. First of all, is this article about food or agriculture? This article is about water. Where do you use water? There has been a previous UPSC prelims question. Okay. If India uses 100 liters of water, if India uses 100 liters of water, where do you think we use maximum amount of water? We have industries, we have domestic needs, we have agriculture. Yes or no? Where do you think we use water? Don't we use water in industries? Household? Okay, so just understanding sake, if 100 liters are used in India every day, overall India, example wise, how much water do you think households use? Because we are 1.4 billion population. We need water for washing, probably drinking, cleaning, maintenance of houses, so on and so forth. That is lot of water. 1.4 billion population. Then industries will use water. For everything they need water. And lastly we have agriculture. Rough idea. per year? How much do you think? Which sector will use how much water? Just guess. Sorry? No. For year, just say divide the water into 100 liters, and per year, agriculture uses this liters, industries use this liter, household use this liters. 50% for households, okay. 30 for industries. The rest is for 15% for agriculture. Okay, very good. నేను పర్సంటేజ్ అడుగుతున్నా, ఆన్సర్ అడగట్లేదు. 30-35% household. Okay, then industries for rest. Okay, 20% probably. 30-40-30, something like that. Okay. Okay. Remaining 20 is for agriculture. Yes. What percentage? Not sure. Guess. Yes, that is established. I need a number. 60% for agriculture. Okay. For households? Guess, no? So that is your homework for tomorrow. So you'll be surprised by the numbers, right? Okay. So without suspense, obviously agriculture uses 80-90% of the water. Okay. Households is around 4% to 5%. You will be surprised by the numbers. As I said, try to find authentic numbers from Government of India sources, right? The point I'm trying to make here is our general common sense is not so common, right? It appears like we are using so much water for houses and we are wasting a lot of water, but actually we are wasting a lot of water on agriculture. Okay, so having established that fact, okay, if you understand this article, it makes a lot of sense. That is the point number one. The world needs to stop taking water for granted. And India, again, one more prelims question or one more thing, food for thought is, where is the water coming from? There is rainfed, that is monsoons. Then there is irrigation, that is good amount of dams are there, irrigation facilities are there. And last one is groundwater. Okay, we are extracting a lot of groundwater. That also percentages will surprise you. How much water is coming from which source? Okay, probably economic survey, the latest one, will give you that data. The thing here is, it's very clear and ample that India is good amount of rain-fed country. We are totally dependent on monsoons. That is why we call the monsoons as de facto finance minister. Indian monsoons are called as de facto finance ministers. Why? If monsoons are good, your agriculture is saved. If monsoons are bad, you are dependent on irrigation or groundwater for agriculture. Next, we'll try to go through the article line by line because it's really interesting. So the World Food Day is today, and the theme of the year is water is life, water is food. Without water there is no food. Okay, so something that you can probably use in essays also. Water is life, water is food. Write about it. Okay, clear? Next, the article here talks about lot of UN institutions coming together and helping and working with the states to promote and protect agriculture and water. How? He will start with facts. Right now, number one word, keyword. Today's keyword is water availability. So as just like food, we also have to have water available, right? Water should be available in which form? In the clouds or in the ground or in your consumable fashion? It should be in the consumable fashion. If you are a farmer in Rajasthan, the best source for you is groundwater. If you are a farmer in some Uttar Pradesh or some other area, irrigation is your best source. Canals are different for another. Groundwater, step wells, like this, different sources, different countries. India is not homogeneous. Huge amount of diversity of water sources. Next, as the article clearly states, 60% of India's net sown area is rain fed, and the which is actually contributing to how much? 40% of total food production. So that's a huge amount of area and huge amount of food. Okay. So now what will happen if there is a drought? Let's say there is no monsoon, rains did not fall as much as expected. What will happen to our food security? About 40% of our food security will be in doubt. Okay, this will lead to less food, high inflation, and severe crisis. Okay, in the families. Next. So what should we do? There is an urgent need to adapt a climate change by promoting technologies and practices that make rain-fed production more resilient and sustainable. So what is he talking about? Please don't depend only on monsoon. Get ready using what? Technology and practices so that you will be more resilient and sustainable. Who should be resilient? Farmers. When he talks about resilient, what is the resilience he's talking about? The crops should be resilient so that they will survive even in less water availability. See, there cannot be a scenario where there is zero monsoon. The monsoon by like 60, 70 or 80. The monsoon may not be 100%, but the monsoon may be 60 or 80. Right? Or sometimes 120. More rain will fall than expected. That is also vagaries of climate change. Because of all these things, your crops should be flood resistant. Your crop should also be drought resistant. Yes or no? I hope you understand. So that is resilient. Now here you can pause and think what kind of technologies are there which will make crops resilient. What is the first answer that comes to your mind? Micro irrigation is a technology, definitely. Good. What other technologies? Think technology, genetic modified crops. Can we use GM crops? Yes. Is ISRO developing crops which are drought resilient? Not ISRO. ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Huh. Climate resilient nutritional rice varieties, very good. All those things you should recollect and you should apply here. So this paragraph will tell you that you need to find solutions from ICAR and other places. What are the things that India is doing to create climate resilient and sustainable crops? Okay, next. It also talks about 72% of the global freshwater withdrawals are for agriculture. How much? At global level, 72%. Just imagine. Now, if you go back to your geography NCRT, Indian Physical Geography, first chapter, okay, it will tell you about water availability. We are a blue planet, but less than 1% of water is available for human consumable purposes. Within that, how much is in ice caps, how much is in monsoon, how much is rotated, all of water cycle, etc., etc. So we are in a blue planet where very less amount of water is available for us. Okay, within that also we have to be very careful for using them only for agriculture. Okay, next, what happens if we misuse the water? It will significantly affect the ecosystems. It will significantly affect the ecosystems. The best example I can think from India is Kaveri river water issue. Okay, once you have destroyed the entire Kaveri river basin or the ecosystem, okay, we are literally struggling for water. So no, as a World Bank report once upon a time said, if there ever is a third world war, it will only happen because of water. Okay, so we all take water for granted, right? Water is there, But when Kaveri river basin is destroyed, once we started seeing less and less water in Kaveri river, that is when we are struggling to revive the Kaveri basin. Okay, the same applies to Punjab. Punjab is land of 5 rivers. Punjab, 5 rivers, right? Today, what is the problem of Punjab? Totally, that entire area is, literally surviving on groundwater. There is literally no water. There is no recharge of the groundwater. We immediately need some revolution to revive the groundwaters of all the areas. So that is the power of water. If we extract too much water, again it will lead to diseases like chlorosis, right? So there are seen areas where water will impact our life. Okay, and as all of you know, most of the human body is also made up of water. Without water, we cannot survive. So are we giving enough importance to water? At least we will pick up the keywords. Okay, next. Right, as we have discussed it just now, this is the most important thing, that is land degradation. Land degradation of that particular area will happen when we extract too much amount of water. Okay, already about 40% of the planet's total land is degraded, which will affect whom? Small and marginal farmers. Okay, that is 80 for global. In India also it is around 80 to 85%. 80 to 85% of farmers are small and marginal farmers. So land degradation is happening. Okay, what happens if land is degraded? Any idea? Land productivity will come down. Apart from that, ecosystem gets affected. Fertility of the soil will come down. Ecosystem will be destroyed. How?
Because soil, land, the soil is a very organic material. So it is a home for a lot of microorganisms.
Microorganisms.
So it disturbs the food chain.
So land degradation disturbs the food chain. Okay. Then will it lead to desertification? Sure. Probably in the future. What is desertification? Not suitable for any agricultural purposes or supporting the life. Okay. So with that climate change, land degradation is actually increasing. Good. Next. This is very powerful paragraph if you can understand it. These are facts that I expect to see in mains answer writing, right? What is it saying? Indian government has expected the impact of climate change in 2 scenarios. One scenario is in 2050, the other scenario is in 2080. So you can write scenario 2050, 2080, you can create a table. First one is rain-fed rice yields. Okay, rain-fed rice yields, what will happen? Will reduce by 20% in 2050 and 47% in 2080. So imagine your answer having a table, rice yields. One table is 2050, the other table is 2080. In 2050, what is happening? Rain fed, 27% reduction, right? 20% reduction. And in 2080, it's around 47% reduction. Okay. What happens to irrigated rice? 3.5% and 5%. You can see how much difference is there between irrigation and rain-fed area, right? And lastly, wheat yields production. All the 4 data points are your table in your mains answer writing. Okay. So next time when you argue that climate change, what is the impact? The climate change is going to severely reduce the yields of Indian agriculture. 4 scenarios. What are they? Rain-fed rice yields, irrigated rice yields, wheat yields and kharif maize yields. So all these things are going to decrease huge amount of percentage. Okay, that alone is proof enough for the examiner to be convinced that Indian agriculture urgently needs action on climate resilient crops or technologies. So the paragraph there is justified using the table here. Clear? So this is how you make notes if you have to make notes. Only facts, codes and data. Will I use this table only for water? I will argue this data for every climate related thing. Climate change is happening. What will happen? Indian rice yields will come down by 47% in rain-fed area. How much is rain-fed area? 60% of India is rain-fed area. How much is it overall? 40%. I hope you understand. Just imagine 40% of overall production coming down by 47%. Okay, that will be a huge amount of impact. So that is how you argue very nicely through numbers. Okay, now what are the solutions? Problems are fine. Problems are fine, but we need solutions. You are a problem solver, not problem identifier. So what are the problems mentioned in the article? If you see the orange highlights, is talking about one thing. What is that one thing? Irrigation can also be an effective measure to make agriculture more resilient. So the first step that as a policy maker you should do is what? Try to bring more area under irrigation. Try to bring more area under irrigation. How can we bring more area under irrigation? The next highlighted in the orange paragraph. What are all the sources for irrigation? Irrigation canals, dams, ponds, dikes, flood barriers. Is or no? Watershed management. Every drop that falls on Indian land should be conserved, saved, sent to the ground in one form or the other and protected. Okay, if entire India is like a sponge, okay, then we actually don't have to worry about the rainwater. Yes or no? As a kid, probably, at least this was my thinking, I used to think Chirapunji, Mausanram, these are all areas full of water. Why? They are the wettest places on the planet. Yes or no? They receive the maximum amount of rainfall. But ground reality is what? In those areas, only during the monsoon season they will have a lot of water. After that, they are almost dry. Even the wettest places in the country do not actually have proper water storage mechanisms. Okay, but through human ingenuity and human creativity. For example, if you go to a district called as Anantapur in Andhra Pradesh, okay, the second most drought prone region in the country after Jaisalmer of Rajasthan. Okay, they had a conscience, they had a wisdom. 400 years ago, the Vijayanagara Empire kings had a wisdom of digging lakes, ponds, artificially man-made lakes. If you see entire Anantapuram, the entire district, okay, hundreds of small ponds and lakes will be there. All are man-made, and the beautiful part is they are connected. 400 years ago they are connected. That means if rain is happening in Karnataka or neighboring states, that water, instead of overflowing into rivers, it will come into the lakes. Once it's filled, next lake, next pond. So like this, the entire district is having ponds. Okay, this is the wisdom of whom? People living 400 years ago. Slowly we forgot it. What happened? Anantapur again became a drought prone area. Probably no other place on earth have more borewells dug than that district. Okay, now come to Jaisalmer. Again, Rajasthan, another area. There is a very popular TED talk in TED Talks. Okay, Pankaj Mishra. As far as I remember, his name is Pankaj Mishra. You can watch his TED talk. What happens is, using the kunds, the old traditional way of storing the water, what they have done is, even in May, if you walk in Rajasthan, some areas, if you take a glass and dip it in ponds, you can find water. I'm talking about Rajasthan, which is the most drought prone districts in the country, are having water in May. And we are talking about cities which do not even have water for agriculture or drinking purposes. What is the change? The change is human activity. That means if Jaisalmer can do that, if 400 years ago Anantapur people can do that, okay, we can definitely do that. Water can be sorted out. That is not a big problem. All we need to do is put that conscious effect effort that every drop has to go into the ground. Okay, that is more or less missing from the state's side. Why? As again Pankaj Mishra nicely argues, if I take money in the name of construction of the canals, contractor will make money, state will make money, politician will make money. If I ask people to construct ponds in their own villages, who will get money? Nobody will get the money. So there is a commercialization angle related to agriculture. Yes or no? We stopped seeing connectivity of water, saving water as a welfare for all activity, but irrigation has become a contract deal only for few people. Yes or no? I hope you understand. There is also a wonderful book by P. Sainath in the name of Everybody Loves a Good Drought. Everybody Loves a Good Drought. P. Sainath is a journalist. He wrote a book called as Everybody Loves a Good Drought. DROUGHT. Why everybody loves a good drought? When people are dying, when there is no water, when there is no agriculture, governments will start releasing funds. I can eat the funds. If everybody is making agriculture, if everybody is doing properly in agriculture, there is no need for government to release the funds. If everybody is happy, if everywhere there is water, there is no problem for the farmer. Will government release funds? No. This is the regressive thinking. I am not saying everybody is in the same way, but that is a problem in the country, that we think all these are money making opportunities. Okay. Next. The present government has announced schemes like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, that is per drop more crop, micro irrigation techniques, and the same country we discussed in the beginning of the class, that is Israel, is also a pioneer in micro irrigation. Israel is also a drought prone country, a desert country, right? But still it is doing fantastically well in micro irrigation. So we are learning those techniques. We are asking our farmers to go for micro irrigation. Then we are also asking our farmers to change the cropping patterns. Okay, cropping patterns. Don't go for crops which will consume more water. Grow for crops which will consume less water. We have to move away from paddy wheat culture and we have to shift to millets and other crops. Okay. Right. See, these are keywords. These are like forever. You can use them in every place. That is why we can understand why we are spending time, right? So, as you can see, through the help of UN and its bodies, what are we doing? We are investing in soil health, water resources, merging modern technologies with indigenous knowledge systems. Whatever I have just mentioned, that connecting lakes, rivers, old type of knowledge called as kunds and all these things, that is traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge has to be mixed with technology, that is today's technology. That means old technology of saving water plus micro irrigation means more saving of water. I hope you understand, right? Then government can throw in through a lot of value addition through knowledge center, Kisan Vigyan Kendras, and all these things will also increase the knowledge of the farmers. Okay, and this is some important keywords that you can pick up towards the end also. So small farmers and focusing on women. So the angle is what? Women and climate change, women and conservation. Okay, by involving the local women, by making them as a women-led development, we are trying to bring local solutions to the problems. So women are also spearhead what? Climate change and saving the conservation of the water. Okay, so as I said in earlier classes also, who will be the victims of lack of water? Women. Okay, next, this is a nice word, millet value chain. To mitigate the climate change, what should we do? We should promote millet value chain. That means end to end, the chain should help in what? Water usage, and it also solves a different problem, that is nutrition problem. Millet value chain. Okay. right? What is this entire paragraph talking about? This entire paragraph is talking about what are the various steps that one should do. If you haven't read the article today, go home, read this article again, read this paragraph again. Every word is a potential mains question and potential keyword. For example, resilient to shocks, adapt to climate change and become more resilient to shocks, or viable, socially sustainable and financially viable irrigation. Yes or no? What is financially viable irrigation? Whatever I have mentioned, instead of constructing huge canals and all those things, make water locally sourced. Okay. Next, we should also be aware of biohazards and environmental pollution. What else? Drinking water supply closer to households, adapt efficient food and water recycling strategies. This is something that we can actually learn from my bad. మళ్ళీ ట్యాప్ చేయాలా? Okay, we are back, right? 3 zooms, huh? Right. So we are back to what? We are back to adapting efficient food and water recycling strategies. Here the term is brown water, right? What is basically clean water? Once you start using the fresh water, okay, that is what. But once you wash your car or once you wash your vegetables, what is happening to that water? It is going into the drainage. But we should actually use what? That water, recycled water. So if you use more recycled water, that is also good for the planet. Like this, India can do a lot for water conservation. Here the point is, again, it's about lifestyle for environment. What is lifestyle for environment? You should become a pro planet people, PPP, right? Pro planet people. You, the society, government, private sector, the whole of society approach is needed to conserve the water. Water is a global common. Water is a global common. That is a very important word, global common. What are global commons? Land, air, water, all these things are global commons. Water does not belong to anyone. If tomorrow your neighbor starts digging underground water and starts selling it, that is also your water. It doesn't only belong to him, no. Why? He's emptying the groundwater table for all of us. I hope you understand. If farmers are unwittingly wasting a lot of water, they are not only wasting it for agricultural purposes, they are wasting it for entire humanity. Yes or no? It's our responsibility to empower our farmers, give them support system, train them, make them understand that water should be saved. At the same time, these things don't happen overnight. We have to support them, sensitize them, give funds, subsidies, so on and so forth. What is approach? Whole of the society approach, which also includes changing the lifestyle for environment. Every drop of water that is saved, as an individual, as an industry, as a agricultural community, as a government, you are doing a lot of good for the planet. The water that is extracted is danger for the planet. Clear? See, what other keywords you can think about? We started with water, we started with global commons, we ended with by saying whole of society approach, whole of government approach. Yes or no? In cities like Bengaluru, they make it compulsory to have the water harvesting mechanisms in every house. Every house should have water harvesting mechanisms. In Chennai also they have this, but the problem is all these are only in paper laws, but not implemented in spirit. Clear? Next, Olympian heights. This editorial is about India bidding for Olympics. See, conducting Olympics is a pride matter, right? It's a matter of pride for any nation. If India actually conducts Olympics, it is a very good thing for India. India is also a great superpower. Yes or no? If Brazil can do that, India can also do that. The problem is cost. The problem is cost, and at the same time the problem is about corruption and conducting the program in a very sustainable fashion. See, nowadays what happened, if you conduct some program and lot of plastic is in, people will blame you. Okay, yes or no? So your program should be sustainable, it should be successful, you should also win some medals, right? It should be not a burden on the finances of the country. So like this, there are so many positives and so many negatives. So should India conduct Olympics? It will only promote India's soft power. Recently we have conducted G20, which promoted soft power. We projected all the tourist places in the country. Like this, if we conduct Olympics, so many people come to watch Olympic games. That will bring revenue to the country, that will promote tourism of India, that will develop connections, so on and so forth. Okay, what are the disadvantages? Huge cost, huge burden on the state, right? Resources have to be managed, that we should make sure that there is no corruption, and they should be conducted very efficiently and effectively. So doing this will project India as a great country. Soft power will be promoted. So totally yes, that we can start for bidding for Olympics. We can also introduce cricket. Cricket is included in Olympics final from when? 2028. So India probably will win Olympic gold medals in cricket at least, no? Apart from this, there is one more suggestion. In this article, you can see so many countries are bidding for the Olympics and other activities like FIFA, etc., spending billions of dollars, and they are also withdrawing because of the too much cost. Okay, one thought process here is, long ago I read an article which argues that the global fraternity should come together and establish permanent Olympic villages, permanent sporting authorities. For example, India can have Olympics of cricket. Okay, Scandinavian countries which are very good in ice and all those things, they can have ice related things. That means Olympics will not be held in any one place, it will be distributed across the globe, and those infrastructure, that infrastructure will be permanent. We don't have to spend billions of dollars every year again on the same things. Okay, see, the thought is regressive to soft power, but again, if every country can distribute different sports, okay, and develop permanent infrastructure, that will save money. Only maintenance cost has to be paid. Olympics people will roam all over the world, and the thing is, you can use that money for some other productive purposes. Yes or no? Qatar spent billions of dollars on the FIFA World Cup. Okay, literally after that, who is going to that stadium? Yes or no? Even the seats have ventilation. Okay, they created artificial coolant systems. The stadiums are world class. Okay, but where is it? Qatar. Who wants to go to a desert prone country and play football every day? I hope I understand, right? That stadium is literally useless now. What happened to the Commonwealth stadiums that have been created by India in 2010? Nobody knows. Okay, what about Brazil's infrastructure? What about some other Australian country, Australian city? Like this infrastructure takes a lot of billions of dollars, but after that, it is not productive. Okay, so that is a basic argument. Clear? Right. So I want to see some thought process in you in this question. What are the prelims questions? Forget the prelims question. We'll think about some mains question. What are the steps taken by India to promote climate resilient agriculture? What are the steps taken by India to promote water use efficiency and water availability? Water use efficiency and water availability. What can India do to promote water use efficiency and availability? Okay, so like this, you can frame some mains questions and try to write answers from this data. And tomorrow, tell me what is the amount of water that India uses in different sectors, and also what are the different types of irrigations, like canal irrigation, rainfed irrigation, what is the percentage? Clear? Yes. Any questions? Right, if you don't have any questions, I will end the session here. We'll continue tomorrow. Right, thank you.